Most people believe they still have time. They think retirement planning is something you really buckle down on in your 50s, maybe 55, and that comfortable belief is exactly what puts millions of Americans on track for a retirement they cannot afford. Here is the truth. By the time you hit 50, the single most powerful decade of your financial life is already behind you. Compounding interest, Social Security credits, catch-up potential, debt trajectory, all of it peaks and locks in during your 40s. If you are in your 40s right now, this may be the most important 8 minutes you spend this week. This video is going to walk you through exactly what the title says, why your 40s decide whether you retire comfortable or stressed. No filler. We are going to break down the real numbers so you can make decisions based on facts, not hope. This matters if you are between 40 and 60 because Social Security timing, your 401k compounding window, your mortgage payoff timeline, and your peak earning years all collide inside this decade. In my previous video, I got a comment that I want to read. Dylan Perales wrote from San Antonio, Texas. Dylan Perales, appreciate you. If you are watching right now, comment your city so I can thank you in the next video too. All right. Let us get into it. Here's how the system is structured around your age. When you turn 40, you typically enter your peak earning decade. For most Americans, wages top out between 40 and 55. That means your legal and structural ability to contribute more to retirement savings is at its highest point right now. But what most people do instead is upgrade their lifestyle. Bigger house, newer car, more expenses tied to their kids, and tell themselves they will save aggressively once the kids are out of the house. By the time that happens, you're often in your early 50s and you have lost a full decade of compounding growth on income you already earned. Take two people who both plan to retire at 67. Person A starts investing $500 a month at age 40. At a 7% average annual return, that grows to roughly $430,000 by age 67. Person B waits until age 50 to start investing the same $500 a month at the same 7% return. By 67, they have about $190,000. Same contribution, same return, but a $240,000 difference simply because of a 10-year delay. That gap is not about intelligence or effort, it's about time, and your 40s are the last decade where time is still heavily on your side. Your 40s also shape your Social Security benefit more than most people realize. The Social Security Administration calculates your retirement benefit using your 35 highest earning years. If your income is strongest during your 40s and early 50s, maximizing reported earnings and understanding how those years feed into your 35-year average directly impacts your guaranteed monthly income later. If this is making sense so far, stay with me. The most important part is coming up. There are three silent forces that damage retirement security in your 40s. The first is debt maintenance versus wealth building. Many Americans in their 40s are paying between $1,800 and $2,200 per month across mortgages, car loans, credit cards, and lingering student debt. That's money flowing out instead of compounding. If you redirected just $400 a month toward retirement at age 42 and invested it at 7% until 67, that alone could grow to roughly $285,000. $400 a month, roughly the size of a typical car payment, can translate into $250,000 over time. The second silent killer is fees. If your 401k investments carry a 1% expense ratio instead of 0.1% on a $200,000 portfolio over 20 years, you could lose $30,000 to $35,000 in compounded returns. That's money quietly siphoned off each year. Most people never check. The third is the healthcare cliff. If you retire before 65, you're not eligible for Medicare and must cover private health insurance. For a 60-year-old, that can run between $8,400 and $12,200 per year. Many retirement projections ignore this entirely, and the result is people draining their savings earlier than planned just to cover medical premiums. Your 40s are when you should be preparing for that reality, not when you're 59 and 3 years away from it. So, here are 3 practical steps you can take this week. First, pull your Social Security statement at ssa.gov and review your projected benefits at 62, 67, and 70. The difference between claiming early and waiting can easily be $800 to $1,200 per month for life, and you need that information now while adjustments are still possible. Second, check the expense ratios inside your 401k. Log in, identify each fund, and look up its fee. If anything is above 0.50%, ask whether lower-cost index options are available within your plan. Third, run a simple retirement gap calculation. Estimate your needed monthly retirement income, multiply by 12, then multiply by 25. For example, if you believe you'll need $4,500 per month, that implies a target portfolio of about $1,350,000. Compare that with your current savings trajectory and identify the gap while you still have time to close it. Your 40s are the final decade where adjustments create exponential impact. In your 50s, you're managing consequences. In your 60s, you're managing reality. This decade determines whether retirement feels controlled or constrained. Before we finish, comment below and tell me which city you're watching from. For example, Chris Rolfe is watching from Los Angeles. Thank you. If this gave you something real to think about, subscribe. The next video will break down the Social Security timing math most Americans misunderstand, and that decision alone could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. This is Michael Stone. Your money works better when you understand it.